All right, here we go. We'll do a little bit of numbers and testing. Okay, pump that I have is a, let's see, 1.5 horse dynamo. This is what 40 gallons a minute looks like. That's what's coming out. That's what the pump is putting out. So, see, I've got that back where it's supposed to be. Now, put my pump on. Now you wanted to see what it was coming out of the pump. Remember how this worked? This right here went straight to the pump. All I did is put this little puppy in. And so if I turn this on, that's what's coming out of my valve right there. I think it worked out to about 4 gallons a minute. Somewhere in there. Now, what's really interesting is if I reverse a couple lines here, that's off. Not there. Plug this in here. Here's my suction from the pump. Watch this. Turn it on. Look at it go down. That's the suction from the pump. Through my little device there, my little valve deal. Suction's quite a lot actually. I'd say it's probably about the same. 4 gallons a minute, somewhere in there. So you have that. Now, what we'll do is like that. Plug this in. Yeah. Turn on. There's my flow. I'll do this real quick. Get that out. Start your clock. I think it worked out to, let's see, 1 gallon and 2 minutes is what it worked out to. That's the flow coming basically, so from 4 gallons a minute coming out from the pump, going into the solar panels, it comes out at, what did I say, about 2 gallons, or 1 gallon, 2 gallons a minute. No, 1 gallon every 2 minutes. Temperature, let's see, of course it's a little foggy. Temperature coming out of it looks like roughly, feels like it, about 100 degrees. Somewhere in there it's working, it's doing its thing. Yeah, it's warm. That puppy's, it's doing what it's doing. Now I thought about using 5/8 pipe and all that, which meant less pipes. Oops, sorry. Which means less pipe, but more volume. But the whole thing is that the speed of the water going through here is what makes it hot. On my last system, which was the 2 panels, 2 20-foot panels, with those things going, that thing's just about full. Let me shut that off. The water came out about the same. If I had 1,000 gallon per hour pump on it, I think water came out of it a lot faster, but it was colder. It wasn't compared to what the 350 gallon worked about the best, actually. Then I had a 750 gallon, and it came out a little cooler. But the colder the water, the slower the water goes through these things, the hotter it gets. So right now it's working. I'm getting ready to do the final hookup, fix my plumbing and clamp it up, let it go, and it's going to be what it is. I have noticed one thing. This thing expands and contracts like you wouldn't believe. And I've got to kind of adjust it because it's a little tight. When it gets warm, this one pops out. So Got to go through the coil and readjust it, but as you see, this is the system. It does what it's supposed to do. The pool water right now is at 72 degrees, so you got 72-degree water going in, going through 1,000 feet of pipe, which they say 1,000 foot of pipe should hold 10 gallons of water. So I figure the rates, I've told you the rate, how it's working so far, but it comes out hot. It does what it's supposed to do. Now remember, this thing also, it runs all day long. Well, almost all day. I'm kind of in a weird situation. This fence makes it to where the sun doesn't hit this till 12:30. So I'm kind of screwed there. But I get from 12:30 to about 6 o'clock. So 6 hours of heat I get. So on a side note, if you've ever, let's see what I have on the side here. You know what this is? This is this Coke, Pepsi, the plastic styrofoam, or not the panels. They're really kind of cool. I use them for everything. I mean, that's the floor there, the floor of my yard barn, in my garage. The garage is done with floor. The floor is done with that, and it's easy to clean. Mops, and I actually wrapped it around all my benches, so they work out real cool. So if you ever think about it, you want to use something sturdy that's real cool, use these signs. You could probably go to your normal store and just say if you got them to throw out in the trash, grab them, and they will make, I use them all the time, shelf liners, you name it, but they're easy to clean and just easy to work with. So there you go. You have cold water coming into the solar, hot water going into the pump via the suction, and you can see, you turn on put the hose suction into the bucket, it sucks some water out of there. So all right, we'll see what happens with the comments. Thanks.